The chime of wine glasses cut off the instant the doorbell rang. My wife, Elise, froze mid-laugh, her gaze snapping to the clock above the mantel. Her smile, radiant only a moment before, shattered into something brittle, fragile, like cracked porcelain. I felt it too, a sharp jolt in my gut, a sense of wrongness slicing through me. "He's early," she muttered, smoothing the fabric of her dress, fingers trembling just enough for me to catch it. I brushed it aside, convinced myself it was nothing. I couldn't have been more wrong. The dining room glowed with soft candlelight, the table dressed in fine china. Our best attempt to impress. All week, Elise had been tense, obsessing over the menu, the flowers, even the fold of the napkins. "It's just dinner with your boss," I teased, kissing her forehead. She laughed, but it was hollow, empty. The sound never reached her eyes. I should have noticed then. The first fracture in the mask. But love blinds you. Or maybe it just makes you foolish. When I opened the door, Richard, her boss, stood there, tailored suit sharp against the fading twilight. His smile was too broad, his handshake too strong, like a salesman trying to close a deal. "Mark, good to finally meet you," he said, voice smooth as polished wood. "Elise speaks so highly of you." I grinned, flattered, completely oblivious. Behind me, Elise's footsteps faltered as she approached, her heels clicking too fast, like a heartbeat out of rhythm. "Dinner smells incredible," Richard remarked as he stepped inside, eyes sweeping across the room, not admiring but evaluating. Elise's face was a portrait of restraint, her lips tight, her gaze darting between us. "You didn't have to go all out," he told her. And there it was, a flicker in his tone. Too gentle, too familiar. I ignored it, poured the wine, played the gracious host. But the air felt thick, like the charged stillness before a storm. At the table, small talk stumbled along, a script already unraveling. Elise hardly touched her meal, dragging her fork through mashed potatoes instead of eating. I tried to keep things light, asked Richard about work, about the firm where Elise had risen so quickly. "She's indispensable," he said, his eyes fixed on her. "Late nights, early mornings, she's always there when I need her." Elise coughed, her wine glass trembling in her hand. I chuckled, deflecting with a comment about her dedication. But late nights stuck like a splinter. The pauses grew heavier, each silence louder than the last. Elise's laughter rang false, her eyes darting toward Richard every time he spoke. I saw the way her hand twisted the napkin, the way she avoided looking at me. A slow dread crept through my chest. I told myself it was nothing, just nerves. She wanted this dinner to succeed, for her career, for us. But then Richard leaned back, his arm brushing against hers as he reached for bread. She didn't pull away. The room tilted. "Mark, you must be proud," Richard said smoothly. "Elise closed the Henderson deal last month. Saved my ass." He laughed, but his gaze stayed on her, not me. Elise blushed, mumbling something about teamwork. I smiled, nodded, but my mind snagged on "save my ass." Too casual, too intimate. That's when I saw it. Their rhythm, the way they mirrored each other without trying. The unspoken sync. My stomach twisted. Still, I kept smiling, kept pouring wine, kept pretending. The evening dragged. Each moment another thread pulling loose. I caught Elise sneaking a glance at her phone under the table, fingers tapping out a message before she shoved it away. Richard's phone buzzed seconds later. He didn't bother checking. He didn't need to. The truth seeped in slow, like poison. They were hiding something, and they weren't even careful about it. I wanted to explode, flip the table, demand answers. But I sat there, jaw tight, heart pounding out a warning I couldn't ignore. "Mark, are you okay?" Elise's voice was soft, but sharp at the edges, like she was probing. I nodded, my throat dry. "Just tired," I lied. My eyes flicked to Richard. He was watching me closely now, his smile gone, his expression unreadable. The candles flickered, shadows crawling across the walls like restless ghosts. I felt like I was drowning in plain sight, the truth suffocating me while they carried on their performance. I excused myself to clear the plates, desperate for air, for space. In the kitchen, I gripped the counter, knuckles white. My mind raced, the late nights, the hushed calls, the sudden habit of locking her phone. Red flags I had dismissed as stress, as ambition. Now they burned, every one of them. Pieces of a puzzle I no longer wanted complete. From the dining room, I heard their voices, low, urgent, the words muffled, but sharp enough to cut. When I returned, Elise was standing, pale, wide-eyed, panic written across her face. "Mark, I need to tell you something," she began. But Richard interrupted, his voice calm, commanding. "Not now, Elise." Silence crashed over the room, a silence that screamed. I stared at her, the woman I had loved for 10 years, and saw a stranger. "What's going on?" I asked, steady though the storm raged inside. Her mouth opened, but no sound came. Richard pushed back his chair, the scrape against the floor harsh. "I should go," he said, though his eyes stayed locked on her. Then I noticed it. A keychain lying on the table, one I'd never seen before. A silver charm in the shape of a heart. Not mine, not hers. His. My chest caved. The pieces slid into place. "Elise," I whispered, my voice breaking. "How long?" She flinched, tears welling, but said nothing. She didn't have to. The truth was in her silence, in Richard's hand hovering near hers, in the ruins of the life we had built. I wanted to hate them both, but all I felt was a hollow ache, betrayal from the one person I had trusted most. As Richard left, the door shut behind him. Elise collapsed to her knees, sobbing. "I'm sorry," she whispered, but it was too late. The keychain glimmered on the table, a cruel reminder of the choice she had already made. I walked away, my footsteps echoing through the house we once called home, knowing it would never feel the same again.